What's going on, guys? Doug Censor Martin here. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I want to say I seem very happy right now and I seem very collected, but I'm not. I'm very upset. I'm very pissed off. I'm very stressed, but at the same time, everything's all good. I'll explain in the whole video, but I just want to say before I get into this video, the Red Militia FaZe Clan CSGO is going to be playing on TBS tonight, I think at 9 o'clock Eastern. I'll have all the information in the link below, but go check it out. Go support the team. Like, this is freaking awesome. They're on network TV, okay? For esports. It's cool. Check it out.
So you guys know in my video 2 days ago, I said how my twin sister got sponsored by Nike, which, by the way, has 600,000 views in like a day and a half. That's incredible. Like, my channel's been doing better than ever, and it's all thanks to you guys. I can't stress enough. Thank you guys so much. Like, it is just such a great feeling. It feels so good when you know you put in all this work and effort into this channel, and it's having success, and it's not dying out. Like, that's the biggest thing YouTubers fear, is when the YouTube channel would die. And the fact that I'm not thinking about that, like how everything just feels great. Everything is good and I'm happy, but I'm getting off topic. So you guys know how I talked about that in my video, right? Since I just went on like a giant tangent, you're probably like completely lost. I talked about how I was going to Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors Game 6 of the NBA Finals yesterday, and I was so excited. You guys have no idea. I know in the NBA I'm a bandwagoner, but I love LeBron James. He's my favorite. I've been voting for the Cavs in this whole series. I actually had him to win in 6 games after they went down 0-2, and there's a good chance of them winning because it's going to a Game 7, and it hasn't been done in 50 years. Like, it's going to be insane. So I was doing this promotion with a company called SeatGeek, and basically they give us tickets for the game, and we just have to vlog it. Like, it's the coolest job in the world. Like, I'm so blessed, and I'm so happy about it, and I'm like, dude, this is so cool. I'm going to the airport. I'm getting there with Skylar. The vlog's going super well. We're having a great time. We're having so much fun. So Skylar lives about 5 minutes away from me, and as I'm on my way to pick up Skylar, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I could probably just go to Skylar's house right now, and I can't concentrate when I'm getting spawn shot by freaking snipers. Since we were flying into Cleveland during the day and then flying back home the next day, I thought it'd be a lot cheaper and easier for me to just drive at the airport and park there and leave everything there and not worry about it. I literally brought a backpack with me. I'm flying into the game. I have really great seats for the game and for my plane. Skylar's my good friend. Like, we're gonna have so much fun. We get to the airport, everything's going so well, and we're just like, you know, like, things are almost too good to be true, and you wouldn't believe what happened next. We get to the airport, we go to check in for our flight, and it was supposed to leave at like 3:39, and ended up getting delayed until like 4 o'clock. And I was like, oh, it got delayed 30 minutes, guy. Would you look at that? It's not that big of a deal, though. The game starts at 9 o'clock. We'll get in, it's 2 hours. We'll get in at 6. We have plenty of time to get to the game. We're like, okay, you know, I guess that's what the thing was. Like, it just felt like something was going to happen for some reason. So, we get to our gate, we check in, we have the pre-check, you know, TSA pre-check. It's clutch as hell, by the way. You have to get that if you ever fly a lot. But we check in for the flight, we go to the gate, and we find out it gets delayed until 5:59. So, at this point, we're like, oh no, like the flight, or it was actually 5:40. So, we're supposed to get in at like 8 o'clock, which still gives us time to get to the game. But we're like, damn, that's a bummer. That's really cutting it close. Like, that really sucks. So we ended up waiting there for like an extra hour and a half. And as we're waiting there, we're talking to this guy. He's a really cool dude. But what happens is that the flight gets canceled. So Skylar and I look at each other like, no freaking way. This sucks so bad. So we're stressing. We're like, what are we gonna do? Like, what can we do? So we call this travel agent that works for Gamma, and she tells us there's one other flight leaving out of LaGuardia. So we're at JFK. LaGuardia's the next airport. They're like, there's one other flight leaving out of LaGuardia, and it's gonna leave at 5:50. So you're gonna get in time for the game. The only problem with that is that these tickets are first class. There's only 2 seats left, and they're like $1,100 each. So I looked at Skylar. He looked at me, and we're like, screw it, let's do this. YOLO, you only live once. We're gonna have the freaking time of our lives, and we're gonna do it. So we end up buying these first class tickets to go to the game. We think everything's gonna be okay. But nope! It gets even worse! So I drive my car from JFK to LaGuardia, and as I'm doing this, I realize that my flight going home from Cleveland the day before is gonna fly into JFK, so I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna have to fly into JFK and then go to LaGuardia to get my car, because I'm already on the way here. So things are just adding up, and we're getting super, super stressed. And I know this might sound complicated, but long story short, like, nothing's going our way. Like, think of anything that's supposed to be normal. It's not happening with us right now. So we get into LaGuardia, we show up in time for the flight, and guess what, guys? The flight gets delayed again for a second time. It gets delayed until 7:50, so we're not supposed to land until, like, 9:15, so we're probably gonna miss, like, the first quarter of the game. So Skylar and I are like, alright, we're gonna miss the first quarter. It can't be that bad. But guess what? It gets even worse! The flight gets delayed until 8:20, okay? freaking 20. At this point, I'm like, all right, Skyler, at least we're going to get there for halftime. At least we're going to see the second half. That's the most important time of the game. We're being so optimistic. We're like, the second half's where everything matters. We're going to see either Golden State win it, or we're going to see Cleveland force it to a game 7. So either way, at least we're going to see the meat and bones of the whole game, right? You know, it can't get any worse, right? Guess what? It can! It gets delayed again! For a third time, it gets delayed until 8:40. And we're like, at this point, well, at least we're going to get it at like 10:45, and maybe we could see a little bit of the third quarter, but at least we'll see the fourth quarter. You know, it can't really get worse. But okay, it can get worse, and it will get worse because it's just our luck. The flight gets delayed until 9:20. And at this point, I'm like, Skyler, I'm not going to this basketball game. I'm sorry. I'm not getting on this flight. You can't force me to get on it. Skyler's freaking out. He's like the most calm and cool guy I know. He's like, Doug, I'm getting on this flight, and I'm getting into this goddamn game at any means necessary. I don't care. I'm going to the game. I'm like, Skyler, I don't know. He's like, Doug, we're going to the game. We're going to watch the last 2 minutes of the game, okay? Because we're supposed to take off at 9:20. And that means we're going to get in for, like, literally the last 2 minutes. He's like, we're going to the goddamn game. I'm like, Skyler, I don't know. He's like, we're going. I was like, okay. We're going to go to the game. We're going to fly to Cleveland. We're going to watch 2 minutes of basketball. And then we're going to fly back 6 hours later. For 2 minutes of basketball. It's all good. We'll do it. The freaking flight gets delayed again until 9:45! That felt so good to get that out. So at this point, the thought of flying to Cleveland is impossible. Because by the time we're going to get there, people are going to be walking out of the stadium, win or lose. So we had to get refunds for these flights. And this just was so complicated and so stressful. But long story short, basically, I have to wait like 6 to 8 weeks for all my flights to get reimbursed. So keep in mind, we had 2 American Airlines flights that got canceled. Then we bought 2 new Delta flights, which we had to get reimbursed for. And we also had 2 Delta flights that were going from Cleveland to New York that we had to get reimbursed. So I had to get 6 flights reimbursed and a $250 hotel room. It came out to like $3,800 of money that I won't be seeing for 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks, until I get reimbursed. And my credit card is locked because of that, so I had to add more money to the card. Long story short, it was like the most stressful experience ever. I swear I have like a big zit in my forehead right now. I feel like there's one there. There's not, but I feel like there's one. Out of all this stress I've been dealing with, and it's been so annoying, and I just had to get it all off my chest. I hope this hasn't been so complicated, but guys, I am always so optimistic. I am always in a good mood. It takes a lot to make me mad. And when I say yesterday was probably one of the worst days of my life, knock on wood, it was one of the worst days of my life. And I kept telling Skyler, something good has to come from all of this. And actually, there is something good coming from this. We're going to be going to freaking Game 7, baby, of the NBA Finals. That is so crazy. I know my father's a little bit upset because I'm not going to be able to see him on Father's Day, but like, this is such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and like, LeBron is going off, and LeBron's my favorite player, and I don't know, I'm going to try to get an autograph from LeBron on my Cleveland Cavs jersey and a photo with him. Like, if that happens, that's going to be so freaking cool, guys. Just drop a thumbs up on this video right now and wish me good luck. So yeah, we're going to be flying into San Francisco on Sunday morning for Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Like, I don't know how many more things in life that are good than that, you know, getting married, having children, you know, there's a lot of cool things, but going to a Game 7 of a Finals, especially when you're really invested in both the teams, is such an awesome experience, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I'm going to be making a vlog about it, and it's going to be so much fun. But I'll tell you what, all the stress I went through yesterday, definitely I would rather take that back and be able to go to the game from the day before, because as you guys can tell, Steph Curry got freaking ejected for throwing his mouthpiece, and I'm just going to show you guys a clip if you didn't see it. So Skyler and I missed out on watching that, and then LeBron James was completely making him his bitch, just like slamming the ball down, like rejecting and blocking it. Steph Curry got ejected, the Cavs were going off. Like, it would have been such an awesome feeling to be a part of something like that. But you know, hey, at least we're going to be able to go to Game 7, and it's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait, guys. Also, you know how I said I'll give away 10 tubs of G Fuel for people who commented on my P.O. Box opening video? Well, I messaged 10 of you guys, and I gave you guys a whole day to respond, and look at this screenshot. Not one person responded to it, so I don't know what to do. I'm really determined because I don't want to, like, get you guys' hopes up and have you guys, like, even though I didn't do his comment, it's not a big deal. I want to make sure that 10 people get G Fuel just because I want to stay true to my word, so that shot was awful. But All you guys have to do, I'm just going to make this really simple. Follow me on my Twitter. Go to my Twitter account. It's FaZe_Censor. Go to my pinned profile tweet. I have a sale with G Fuel going on right now. It's a 40% off code. So you use code Censor40, you get 40% off on G Fuel. Just reply to the tweet and just put hashtag Censor, hashtag G Fuel so I can see the tweets. And I'm going to literally scroll through them and pick 10 people at random. And that's the way I'm going to do it, because that way you at least get a direct message to me, and people are a lot more active on Twitter than they are on YouTube. So I'm sorry about that. It's just so random to me how 10 people didn't respond. But just go to the tweet, comment Censor G Fuel with hashtags, and I'm going to be DMing 10 of you guys and getting your full names and addresses to send you some G Fuel. But that's where I'm going to wrap up the video today, guys. I know I had so many things to vent about and talk about in this video. The most important things is, 1, never trust an airline when they say it's going to be on time, because if it's delayed, you could be screwed. And 2, I'm going to be giving away 10 tubs of G Fuel to people who just comment hashtag Censor, hashtag G Fuel on my pinned tweet. Make sure you're following me so I can DM you. And 3, I'm going to be sharing $100 with the last 100 people who like this video. So just smash the like button. I'm so pumped to go to Game 7. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope you guys are excited for that too. Hope you guys all have a great day. It's been your boy Doug Censor Martin, and I'm out, guys. Peace.
Talk a lot of shit, but they rarely back it up. Come through heavy, but she leave. Mad as fuck, phone blowing up, vibrating on the bed. I don't want an argument, I really want some head. Shit'll go down if I don't get my money fast enough. Feeling on her ass enough. She say I'm too crass and rough, and I just keep my speakers knocking.